Well, given that, how far should you be able to go to protect it from invaders? Case in point, Leonard Miller has a getaway cabin in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Since it's a vacation property, it's vacant for long periods of time, and as a result, it's an easy target for burglaries, 4 in the last 2 years. Well, Miller had finally had enough and decided to take matters into his own hands. He MacGyvered some booby traps in the place. He rigged a string that ran from the front doorknob to a shotgun. In his shed, which is where he keeps an all-terrain vehicle, he rigged a steel beaver trap. Well, the trap worked when Arlen Zuch, a career burglar, jimmied the front door only to get 2 legs full of buckshot. Zuch was arrested and charged with a felony. Good, right? Well, here's the kicker. Miller was also charged with a felony. Law enforcement in the area say that the booby traps amounted to unreasonable force. Excuse me? I'm sorry, but if you break into somebody's house, you get what you get, and it ain't always going to be Grandma's silver. Charging Miller to me is like the burglar suing because he slipped on the kitchen floor while he was ripping you off. If he hadn't been committing the crime in the first place, he wouldn't have been hurt. All right, tell me, am I right or am I wrong on this one? Should the cabin owner have been charged for booby trapping his property? Email me today at copey@crl.com, and we'll see what you had to say in a future corner. I'm Brian Copeland.
And finally, we're happy to announce that our family here at KTVU has a brand new bouncing addition. Business reporter Pam Cook gave birth yesterday morning to Annika Blaze. She weighed in at a healthy 7 pounds and 6 ounces.
She's doing okay. Had a little rough night. Ro and Tori and Diane, you guys are all right. I'm glad I got my sleep before I gave her the
They have left at least 8 people dead and dozens more injured. Keith Oppenheim has more now on the death and destruction, as well as some dramatic home video.
The alarms are ringing in Clarksville, a small city 40 miles north of Nashville. The bricks of this historic downtown were toppled by a tornado that touched down early this morning. While no deaths have been reported, the devastation in the heart of Clarksville is staggering. From the courthouse to small buildings, Clarksville is just beginning to assess the damage. Just hours earlier, a series of relentless twisters hit central Arkansas. You can hear the voice of Donna Hennard as she videotaped a tornado that narrowly missed her home.
You can see it! Oh my God! Oh!
In Little Rock, one tornado hit a grocery store and several shoppers inside were injured. Tornado warnings had been broadcast for a good 12 hours before the storms. Kathy Archer and her family were in the basement of their home when a tornado hit. The impact and the confusion it created was frightening.
I was thinking about my kids and wondering if I had everybody, because I couldn't see anything because stuff was flying everywhere.
While the tornadoes took lives and left thousands without power in Arkansas, the good news is they came with a lot of warning. That fact alone may have spared a lot of people from the dangerous power of a twister. I'm Keith Oppenheim reporting.
Pacifica police have just confirmed that the person killed in yesterday's bomb blast was a woman. Investigators say her identity is tentatively known, but they are not releasing her name until an autopsy is completed. This morning's Chronicle says the explosion may have stemmed from a personal dispute between 2 women. The report says the person killed in the blast was probably unloading the bomb from a parked van. Police say that van was rented but had altered plates. The victim reportedly planned to place the bomb at a nearby home when it blew up prematurely. The FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco
was in or nearby the van. We haven't determined where that individual was exactly at the time of detonation.
Officials say the blast scattered body remains.
This idea of making Oakland a no-spanking zone is an interesting one. Next week, Jordan Riak of Danville will ask the Oakland City Council to make that declaration and begin placing signs around town stating that spanking teaches kids to be violent. There would be no criminal penalties involved if a parent did spank within the city limits. Not that it would deter a parent who wants to spank his kid anyway. They just drive the kids out of town to whack them. As soon as we get to Emeryville, your behind is mine. I guess there are good arguments on both sides of the spanking issue. Teaching kids to be violent is something that we definitely should avoid at all costs. On the other hand, not all kids who are spanked turn out that way. I used to get whipped with switches when I was a kid. My grandmama would go outside and pull up a redwood tree to correct me when I got out of line. It hurt, but I never repeated the offense again. Try that today, parents, and you will go to jail. I can't spank my kids. I just feel too guilty. I guess talking with your kid is always best, but the question remains, what do you do when...